Hi everyone and welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 179 and I'm here and Ian's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
And we are going to talk about alternatives to Lego. And we apparently don't mean things like get a different hobby, like go see people or touch grass, those kind of things. Is that a hobby?
I don't know.
Okay. We instead mean things like competitive brands, is that right?
Yeah.
Of brick building type stuff.
Of brick building types. Of Lego compatible brick building stuff.
So not the tiny little Lowe's bricks or Loz bricks. The tiny... Those look ridiculously hard to do.
Indeed.
Okay, so what did you want to say?
So, I mean, we've seen, I think over the past few months, a bigger kind of surge of people trying out alternatives.
Yeah, purists are no longer purists.
Yeah.
People seem willing to branch out and give something else a go. Do you think that's because of the prevalence of them? Because they're sending things to people to market for them and like have this for free, tell people about it. The fact that those people are saying they're good, or just the fact that people don't have enough money to spend on Lego, or a combination of the three.
It's probably a combination, and so obviously the big one. So you had Mega Constructs, which kind of came along, and it in some ways that seems to be dying away now.
I don't feel like Mega Constructs is like the smaller version of Mega Blocks, right? They're the same company.
Yes,
They're just both Mega.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really looked too much into them.
No.
Did they do the Barbie stuff? I feel like Barbie was Mega Constructs.
I don't know.
Okay.
They did. He-Man was one of the big IPs that they got, that people got a bit excited about.
Yeah, the Castle of Grayskull, is that the name?
Castle Grayskull.
Castle Grayskull, not the Castle of Grayskull.
No, I don't think so.
Fair enough.
But so obviously we saw Kobe doing quite well.
Yeah, Kobe seems to be winning amongst those who like military type things. I don't know if they do other stuff. Like in my head, they're just military.
They do some stuff that's not military, but I think they basically managed to find a niche that Lego has explicitly said they're never going to do.
Yeah, which seems like a smart move.
So in some ways, they're not necessarily competing with Lego in that regard.
But I guess they might be competing in terms of like innovating pieces and stuff.
Yes.
I don't know. Do people care if they want? Like, will Lego try and take their designs and go, actually, that's a really smart way of doing it?
So it's complicated, and this comes down to IP or intellectual property. And so there's a number of different things that are counted as intellectual property. Mm-hmm. And so the big one that affects a lot of things is the trademarks.
Right.
So specifically, Lego counts the minifig as a trademark.
Yeah.
So
which is
that
why
means
Kobe ones look awful.
Yeah.
Because they can't copy them.
Well, trademarks slightly interesting as to what you can and can't do with it. So essentially you are not allowed to use it for trading purposes.
Right.
So you're not allowed to include it on signage and in artwork and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether you could get away with actually including them in a set if they didn't appear on the front of the box, but if they don't appear on the front of the box,
what's the point?
It would be a bit weird.
So you're saying they could directly make minifig looking things, they just can't tell you about it, and it would be a surprise in the box.
Yeah, I think to a degree that's how it might work.
That would be weird.
It's a really weird...
Surprise!
Trademarks are really weird in that respect. But the point is that trademarks are there for as long as you use them, essentially.
Right.
There's some really awful parts of trademark law, which is that, say someone infringes on your trademark, and you don't go after that person for infringement. If someone else then infringes on your trademark, they can use the fact that you didn't go after the first person.
What if you didn't notice?
So if you didn't notice, that's fine. But if it's seen as you let this person get away with it, therefore you have to let us get away with it kind of thing. And so in some ways you have to go after people even if you don't really want to go after them when it's a trademark issue. And so this includes things like Lego stores aren't allowed, like non-Lego brick building stores aren't allowed to use, is it the 2x4 brick in their logos or anything, because that is also trademarked as Lego.
Right. The 2x4.
I think it's a 2x4, maybe the 2x2 as well. They
Yeah.
have a number of trademarks,
Basic bricks,
and so you're not allowed to use them. And depending on what the trademark is, it governs what you can and can't do with it.
Right.
So as I say, it's slightly confusing. On top of that, you've got patents. So patents are completely different. You patent an invention, and that has to hit certain criteria in order to be granted. They can be tested in courts of law as to whether you actually should have had the patent and whether someone has infringed upon it. There is no requirement that you go after people who infringe on patents.
Right.
One person can infringe on a patent, and you can completely ignore it if you want to, and then go after someone else who infringes on it. Patents have always meant to be defensive.
So you're
using it to protect yourself.
To stop people from doing stuff.
So, like, if a charity started doing something that infringed on a patent, a company would quite often say,
yeah, it's a charity.
That's a charity, they're not going after us, therefore we're not going to use this patent to defend ourselves against a charity.
Right.
So that's a very important distinction. Any time Lego goes after someone for patent infringement, that is their choice. It is not a requirement of them holding the patents.
Okay. But for trademarks, if they want to continue the trademark,
they have to go after people. And so then there's complicated things to do with what they can and can't patent. So obviously, famously, the patent on the traditional Lego brick expired in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when competitors started cropping up. And Lego went after them with lawyers quite hard, despite the fact that they'd already lost the patent. They then tried to claim all sorts of other things, typically around trademarks and around company reputation stuff. It all got a bit messy. I think... So Mega Bloks then came out as kind of the competitor to Duplo.
Uh-huh.
And
I quite like Mega Bloks.
And then expanded into Mega Constructs, which was more their Lego scale.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Mega Constructs.
And at that point, Lego essentially had to give up on the idea of going after companies, and they had to accept that Lego compatible toys will exist.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you don't have a trademark on the brick, or the concept of a brick, which...
You can't trademark a concept.
Yeah, exactly.
You can patent a concept, you can't trademark it. So that's the thing. Lego have tried to do slightly dodgy things. So...
Surely not.
I know. So when the 1x5 plate came out, they tried to patent the 1x5 plate.
Didn't Kobe come up with the 1x5 plate first?
I don't know.
I think they did.
But basically the patent office went, no. So in order for a patent to be granted, you have to show that, one, you thought of it first.
Yeah.
But also that it's novel.
Yes.
And so that means it's something new, so it's not out there. It's also non-obvious. So they turned up with a 1x5 plate, and basically someone went, well, here's a 1x4 plate, and here's a 1x6 plate. Having something in between those isn't novel.
No, it's not.
And here's a 1x3 plate, so having an odd number of studs also isn't novel.
Yeah.
So they lost that one. But
they essentially just laughed out of the patent office for that.
Patent offices are crazy.
I mean, did they actually take it as far as the patent office? Because, like, you've got patents, and the whole process within the company that you work for...
No, this was with the patent office they were having the arguments.
Yeah, but you don't get that far because you have a team inside that goes, that's not novel, we won't take it forward.
Yes.
Surely Lego should have that.
But Lego really want to get that patent.
Right.
Because if they get the patent, then a company can't have sets with a 1x5 plate in it for however many years the patent holds. And that varies depending on geography to a degree.
Just have a 1x3 and a 1x2. It's no big deal.
But in some cases, 1x5 is needed
Nah.
because it needs to span a gap kind of thing.
Just don't make that gap that size.
Yes. But there are other pieces which Lego do have patents for, and that means that other companies can't use that shape
Until the patent expires.
And so it does lead to complications. So I know that companies that produce Lego compatible bricks, when they design a set, have to spend a lot of time working out if any of the bricks they have used are patented.
Yeah.
And if they get it wrong, then Lego will send a cease and desist after them and say, no, you're not allowed to sell that set anymore. And then they have to go and redesign it, and it's a huge nightmare.
And I think we mentioned this earlier when we were talking about circuit cubes. Sorry.
So this happened with circuit cubes. They managed to do a set. One piece was still under patent from Lego. Lego went after them because Lego chose to go after them. As I said, they didn't have to. They could have gone, you're a small company who does something different. It's a market that Lego doesn't go into. Lego isn't going into the kind of small robotics area, which is what circuit cubes are. It was started by a teacher. He invented it. And they kind of do the little small robots that allow you to teach kids about mechanics.
Yeah.
And then they are trying to start up like small robot fighting leagues.
Yeah.
So as I said, it's not something Lego after, but they chose to pursue them over that and had to make them withdraw a set from the market.
Yeah.
It's just a bit rubbish.
Which you just bought.
Yes.
So you have that set.
I do have that set. And they will bring out an alternative of it. It's just, obviously, it really cuts into the amount of money they can spend because the R&D that they've spent on that set hasn't been recouped yet, and then they've had to go and design another one, which now has to recoup twice the R&D, essentially. It's a bit rubbish.
R&D stands for research and development.
Yeah.
You use that quite a lot. I just thought I'd clarify.
Yeah. So now there are a number of companies out there. The one that we see that seems to have a lot of traction at the moment is Funhole.
Funhole's a whole lot of fun. Prize to be won. Hang on, that's not the right thing, is it?
No.
Okay.
So, yeah, very similar to Funhouse.
Whole lot of fun. Prize to be... You can't say it. Stop saying it.
Okay. And the name is weird.
The name is weird. Because it's not even... like the abbreviated form of Funhole is FO.
Yeah.
I know that O is clearly the whole, maybe. But it's hot. But whole is with a W, so it's not a whole.
Yes.
It's a whole lot of fun.
No, I thought it was short for wholesome.
Yes, maybe that is.
That's where they were going with the name. It's fun and wholesome.
And what they did is
Funhole.
They chose a very unwholesome word, their brand.
It's really strange. But they're getting a lot of traction. And it's an interesting thing. If you look at it, so in some cases they've gone after like areas which Lego haven't looked at before.
Like steampunk.
So yeah, the big one at the moment I think that's getting a lot of traction is steampunk. Interestingly, Lego may be coming out with a steampunk CMF very soon. Who would know?
You say may. No, we've all seen it.
Yeah.
But who did they know that they were doing a Funhole steampunk?
I think Funhole have been doing steampunk for a little while, so Lego probably know.
But just doing a CMF, that's not necessarily a indication that they're going to go and do a whole theme on it. Also, Funhole do like lighting within the design.
Yes.
So you build it and light it, and there are specific bricks to make that work better. With like a... Which
I was trying to work out. That's interesting because obviously they've come up with bricks that allow the lighting to work. If they patent that, then it stops Lego from being able to use those bricks to include lighting really well in there.
Could you look to see if they have patented that? Are you aware?
I'm not aware of any patents, but I've not searched for it, and patents take a little while to come through. So there's very complicated things. And if it was in the US, you could end up with two companies essentially having the same patent because they allow a grace period. Oh. So in Europe, it is literally a first person who gets it wins.
Right, so you could
in the US, it's like if you both apply within, I can't remember if it's 6 months or 12 months, then you can get a joint patent.
Right. Oh, you get sharesies.
Yeah.
How sweet. Yeah, they definitely should, because that gives them the edge over Lego.
And it's funny because a lot of companies, so particularly in the software world, big companies will have like an annual meeting where the one company goes, you've infringed on all of these patents of mine, and the other company goes, well, you've infringed on all of these patents of mine, and then they fight about whose patents are more important.
Yeah, and then they probably go, we'll just let you off.
They normally come up with whichever company has the better stack of patents says, if you pay us this much money, then we'll ignore it, kind of thing.
Is it like a deck building game? Like, you just keep building on your patents. Like, my deck's better than yours. I win.
I have heard of people who have gone to these things, and they will have literally a stack of patents, and the top patents are their best ones. And so they're basically trying to get the other company to chicken out before they get to the really rubbish ones at the bottom.
So that visually they want it to look like they've got a lot of ammunition, but they might have a patent for drawing a dot on a bit of paper or something. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can't patent them.
You can't.
Do I have a patent?
I've no idea.
I don't think we got a patent.
I don't think we ever got a patent together, no.
We got a file or something. No, we got a...
Publish,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it got it. Did that give me a point?
It did.
Does the point give you prizes?
It does now.
What? I want prizes for my point.
Yeah, we can get them back then.
No fair.
So it'll be interesting if these other companies start getting patents on things that Lego might want to do. Then that might give them room in negotiations to say, well, we want to be able to use these parts, and we'll let you use these parts, kind of thing.
I think people are talking about it it's interesting to see someone who might be coming up to the sort of level that Lego is at.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing, because Lego are coasting on their reputation, and definitely like quality has gone down of the actual product. I feel we've talked about it several times.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel quite as premium as it used to. Their ideas are still, they're churning out really good ideas. Some not so good ideas. Modern art set. What was that? So having someone sort of lighting a fire up there behind is not a bad thing.
No, I think that's right. And what's going to be interesting, as we said, Kobe kind of went after military, and so Lego can't compete on that. They've said they're not doing military.
Yeah.
So, and they run out of being able to throw lawyers at them to try and stop them. So essentially Kobe and Lego just coexist now.
What, did they try and stop Kobe from doing that?
I don't know. They may have given up on litigation before that, although they still randomly go after people for litigation at times. So it'll be interesting to see with something like Funhole, if they
whole lot of fun.
If they see Funhole doing really
Whole
well
lot of fun.
with steampunk,
Steampunky punk.
does Lego go,
Just like steampunky punk. It was funny.
does Lego just go, well, we'll stay away from it? Or does Lego go, no, we're going to go all in on steampunk and try and basically destroy them?
Yeah. That's not a nice thing to do. Like, I get in business, like, fine, you want your brand to do better, so you kind of have to screw some people over. But can't you just coexist and be nice to each other?
Yeah, you can.
That's, like, that seems like the nicer option.
Yeah.
How do you feel about mixing brands?
Well, so that's where it gets a bit complicated. So I think mock builders, at the moment, there is no option other than Lego. And that's because you can't buy the other competitors' bricks in bulk.
Right.
There's no
or
Bricklink alternative for Kobe. And all Kobe Link. And all these companies...
Funhole Link. Sorry, carry on.
All these companies are slightly different. And so... And you can... They're all Lego compatible bricks, but that doesn't mean they're the same. And one of the big differences between the different companies is, one, which pieces are actually available. So, I know particularly Kobe have quite a lot of specialist pieces that just aren't available in Lego.
Right.
Obviously, you've got the different colours.
They're not used the same. In my head, they'd be the same colours, but
No.
they could be completely different colours. Oh, that's interesting.
But also, the really big one is clutch power.
Yeah.
So
Clutch power!
yes. So Lego has 2 levels of clutch. So clutch power is how strong the bricks hold together.
Yeah, do they let go or not?
Yeah.
Do they let go or not?
So Duplo has low clutch.
Low clutch.
So this is so that kids can pull them apart easily, But it means that snot techniques don't work. Because when you've got gravity...
Snot techniques? Can you do Duplo snot?
You can do Duplo snot.
But they would pull
there
itself down.
There aren't very few pieces, but gravity starts to break it all apart. Whereas Lego, it's much easier to have things, and the clutch power
keeps it
held together. So other companies then have very minute differences on bricks in terms of the shape. So they might have a slightly thinner wall, which means that it bends more so that it's easier to pull bricks apart.
Mm-hmm.
Or they can reinforce the corners so they will still fit on Lego bricks, but the walls won't bend as much, and that gives you a stronger clutch power.
Right.
So things like that can make a huge difference. And so if you're suddenly mixing 2 different bricks with 2 different clutch levels, it really changes how some of the models will hold together.
And your expectation of a piece might be wrong if you're not paying attention to what it is.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll use it here. No, it's not going to work there because it's this brand as opposed to this brand.
So when you're coming to build something, you're going to want all of your bricks to be from the same company. And I don't even know whether you can tell which company some of the bricks are from. Obviously, Lego print Lego onto every piece. And I think Mega Constructs print Mega onto every piece.
Mega instead of Lego.
But I don't know whether Funhole has anything to identify that a piece is from Funhole. Mm. And in some cases, a lot of the companies are using the same bulk suppliers.
Right.
So there are companies out there which produce Lego compatible bricks that then companies buy to build into sets. So I think from that point of view, mock builders are going to stick with Lego. There's so much of it out there that they can get access to the old stuff. You can buy it in bulk. There's processes like lug bulk if you're in a lug to get large numbers of pieces, or you've just got things like the online pick-a-brick and the pab walls at the stores. You're trying to see if you can find any kind of logo on a Funhole.
Yes, I am. I don't see one.
Mm.
But then all the pictures I'm looking at are very blurry. So, and I don't trust that they wouldn't undo them on renders and stuff just to make it look nicer.
Well, yeah, if you use Studio to render, you can choose whether to have the Lego show on studs or not.
Yeah.
Because not showing it speeds up the render quite considerably. It's quite difficult writing a little embossed.
I don't see any on this one. But that's infuriating. They've not pushed that piece down at all. Seriously, people. Learn how to build. I hate it when you see pictures of people. Look, that whole plate isn't pushed on. Is that an indicator of the quality or just
a sloppy builder?
The builder's awful. Sorry.
We've seen that though in some official Lego pictures that they've not pushed down stuff. They just don't have your attention to detail.
Yeah, I am amazing for that.
You are.
I sometimes fix yours as well. So there you go. Didn't you lose us the speed bill for not pushing things down? Or you did it at Bricktastic?
Don't think so.
Okay.
We lost these because someone had put a masonry brick in backwards.
The wrong way. That was totally not me.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been me. Who knows? Moving on.
So, yes, from a mock building point of view, I think Lego, until someone comes out with an actual branded set of bricks and there's a large quantity of them available for the second-hand market, it's going to be really hard to break into that mock levels.
I don't want to mix my bricks because it for that reason. But also, I find it hard to buy all the sets from Lego that I want. And so if I start looking at another brick supplier that does nice builds, I don't think we will ever keep up. And it's a lot. But then they're cheaper.
They are.
I don't know.
And so
I don't really have much interest in lighting things up that much. I mean, it does look cool, but I can turn the light on in my room. I'm okay with that.
Okay. But yeah, the price difference is quite dramatic in some cases.
Especially when you think that there is lighting there as well.
Yeah. And people will say, oh, well, Lego has to recoup its investment because, it started this whole thing. The amount of profit Lego has made, it has recouped all the R&D from many, many decades.
I guess there's maybe the IP tax because a lot of them are IP based, so Star Wars and things.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think I've seen any Funhole stuff with IP, or is that?
I can't think of any.
So they're doing original
Other
stuff.
companies, as we said, Mega Constructs do IP based ones, but that should be so. Lego's R&D for a set should be recouped through the sales of that set. So I don't think anyway. Obviously, the big thing that Lego is putting money into at the moment is the sustainability side of it.
Yeah.
And so in some ways, it's like, well, should you pay more
to support that?
I can kind of stand by that a little bit. But also Lego makes huge amounts of profit, so I think they can afford to invest it in this. The question is, what are other companies doing in terms of kind of when a company starts up, it goes into like a land grab phase, which is you try and build your customer base.
Yeah.
Once you've got your large customer base, that's when you start going after the profit. And
so you're saying that the prices of Funhole will skyrocket.
So it's possible that at some point the prices will go up. This was a major thing in streaming services, that you'd get a new streaming service come up that was free or very cheap, and then now they're all charging quite a lot of money and putting up prices and trying to stop password sharing and stuff because they've gone, we've got a customer base, how do we milk them for money now?
Yeah.
So I think there's kind of that we may see that these other companies start to put up the prices, but I think we talk about R&D. Obviously, Funhole do lighting kits. That means that they don't do lighting kits. They do a set complete with lighting. That means that it increases their design costs.
You would think so. There's a whole other phase they have to do.
Yeah. So we do know that Lego, when it comes to things like motors and any of the lights and stuff they have, I don't think they make a huge amount of money on that because it's all done by a third party. I don't know whether Funhole has more in-house stuff,
right?
Which might mean that they could do it cheaper. But so it's interesting to see what's going to happen there. If you've got two brick-built things on display, one is lit up and the other one isn't. The lit up one looks like the premium product.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas Lego is claiming it's the premium product. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that all plays out. And particularly now with Kobe going on sale in Hobbycraft.
Oh, is it?
It means that there's going to be more well-known shops selling these alternatives. I don't know if Hobbycraft will sell Lego.
I've never seen it in there, but
I know that Lego got in trouble in France because they offered shops a discount if the shop either gave a lot more space to Lego or didn't have any Lego competitors at all.
They're not allowed to do that, are they?
They're not allowed to do that in France. I think partly the problem was that online companies had no way of being able to access those discounts because they didn't have shelf space and it was all based on shelf space.
So that was more the problem than the fact that...
So I think that's what actually got rid of it in the end. But there were complaints about, offering shops discounts to not sell other things is a dodgy one. And France has fairly strong laws in this area.
Fair enough. Should we get a fun hole set?
I don't know.
Will it be a whole lot of fun?
There could be prizes to be won.
I don't think there will be.
Do you not?
I think it's the start of a slippery slope. And I'm not sure. I guess go for there's that little newsstand, isn't there? So then you would get the feel of the bricks without making too much of a commitment to have it
maybe
in your city. You know that.
But
don't
then
take that
it might
apart,
be interesting to get one of the ones that's lit up because
that's the thing you want to see.
Yeah. I do like the steampunk bridge.
Yes,
it's a nice looking set.
Where would we put it?
I don't know.
We don't need a bridge.
No.
Is
I
it
quite like London Bridge though, so it's fine.
Does it? Or Tower Bridge? Is it just a bridge?
It's just a bridge.
You're just messing with Greg.
Yeah.
I'm unconvinced.
I'm
a Lego person. Like, I'm a brick builder.
Yes.
I don't know.
So then obviously the other big thing is Lego shows.
Would they be just brick shows?
So...
Because they're not branded as Lego shows.
If they are run by a recognised lug...
Then they'll need to be Lego only.
Then it has to be Lego only.
Yes.
Whereas as far as I'm aware, like the Brick Festival ones...
Could be anything.
You can take any bricks to those.
Can you take any bricks or... Like, do you think you should be able to take any bricks?
I don't remember seeing anything saying it had to be Lego.
I think I have.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
But so, yeah, technically it's up to each of the organisers what they allow in and what they don't.
Yeah.
With the exception of recognised lugs where Lego say it has to be all Lego.
Yeah, because otherwise...
But they allow exceptions to that anyway.
Well, like, for the train people, for their motors and things.
You're allowed to get non-Lego monorail because Lego don't do monorail. We use non-Lego motors because...
Shh, don't tell anyone!
Lego don't supply motors in those sizes.
Yeah, it's fine.
So it is interesting that there's some allowances.
Or is it that we just don't ask permission and therefore it's okay?
I mean, so at Steam, didn't they have the mini robot fighting?
Yeah, they did.
So
that was obviously not using Lego.
So that's quite interesting to see what happens. But I mean, one of the questions is, are we going to see something similar to LAN from any of those companies?
Yeah.
Obviously, they do give sets to people to review. We've seen a number. They've never offered us one.
They have not.
If they wanted to offer us the bridge, then, we could go for it.
You'd happily take the bridge, would you? Because then you're trying it out at no cost to yourself.
Yeah.
But then do you think that you'd be biased in your review?
Everyone's biased in every review. That's what you have to understand. So yes, I would be biased. I would make it quite clear where my biases lie, or where I think my biases lie.
Yeah, unconscious bias is the thing.
But yeah, I think that saves on the whole, should we buy it, can we afford it kind of thing. But we've not seen like more the lug side of it. That's what I'm wondering. Whether you would start to get them trying to get people together, putting on a
fun hole show. I feel like they really need to rebrand for that.
They do.
The case.
Show off your fun holes.
Like maybe it would help because like there was the controversy over the Brick Festival. No, Brick Fest.
Brick Fest Live.
Yeah.
Was it?
So if it was Fun Hole Live, people might not associate it with that.
Yeah.
Stop giggling. You're like a small child. They need to fix that.
Yes. But then would they go down the ability to buy bricks in bulk so you can make mocks? Because otherwise, if you wanted to do a fun hole show, in some ways you're kind of limited to sets and alt builds.
Yeah.
Until you can buy bricks in bulk, you can't get away from that. And I don't know whether there are marketing reasons why they've not gone down that route. if they're not producing the bricks themselves.
Yeah.
But then if the bricks are more expensive for them than they are for Lego, then why are Lego sets more expensive than the funhole sets? I don't know.
I just find it overwhelming to have another thing to look
Yeah.
at. I'm going to not look.
Okay.
Let's look.
That seems fair.
Yeah, I think stick with what I know.
Hmm.
Don't go into the brave new world. Let others be the trailblazers.
Okay.
That's my decision.
Fair enough.
Sorry, I might buy you the bridge for Christmas if you really want it. How expensive is it? Maybe I can't afford it.
I don't think you can actually buy
No.
it yet. It's in North America.
I don't live there.
But outside of that, it says sold out.
Oh, sad.
If anyone does want to buy funhole stuff, you weirdly have to say...
You're in China.
There's like... You have to choose where it's shipped from.
Right.
And in most of Europe, you select Germany.
Okay.
If you're in the UK, you have to have it shipped from China.
Right. That'll be Brexit's fault, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brexit screwed us over in many ways. But yeah, so it is available in, I think, just the US and Canada at the moment.
Right. Well, you will wait.
I think like Central and Southern America are screwed. They're not allowed it. Or maybe they get it from China as well. I don't know.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay, we will watch this space
Yes.
and see what happens. But it's an interesting time.
Yeah.
Do you want to rate the room?
Do you want me to rate the room?
Not really.
We'll go with, can the door shut?
No.
No, -2.
That's the worst I've ever had, and it's not the
No,
worst.
it's not.
What, hang on, how low have we
You've
been?
gone to the -5 before.
No, surely not.
I think
It's pretty bad right
the
now.
height of the market was -5.
Ah, well. You know, it is what it is.
Mm.
I blame you. It's all your fault. I mean, that's yours. It's Ian. Ian is so messy.
Sure.
Right, so if you want to talk more about Funhole,
A whole lot of fun.
it's a whole lot of fun. Let us know. I think we've said all we can say at this point until we try it, but
Yes.
will we try it? We just don't know. Or if you want to talk about Lego's patents and like how they go about their business, that'll be interesting to hear. Leave us some comments where we can talk about things on on further podcasts.
If you're confused about the whole lot of fun, it's a children's TV show, Funhouse in the UK. So YouTube it and you can watch it. It was done by Pat Sharp with his mullet and the twins.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was definitely a thing.
Yeah.
People loved it. Right. I wanted. Did you want to go on Funhouse? It did look like a whole lot of fun.
I don't know. I don't remember ever particularly wanting to go for
Oh,
it.
it looked like fun. Anyway, we'll be back next week with some more podcasty goodness. But until then, bye-bye.
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 Bye.
What's wrong with bye-bye?
I don't know. Sounds weird.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.